Cody, can you just speak to the feeling of being around your teammates after the game and having them chanting your name and hoisting you up in the air and just the emotions of that? Can you describe that a little bit?
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling. I mean, just looking back, I mean, you guys know my story by now. I mean, just seeing where I came from and then, having a team and a brotherhood that you can feel that real love in the locker room, that's something you always look for. And, and I'm just extremely blessed to be a part of this team and would never forget it for the rest of my life.
Was that as overwhelming a feeling as maybe you could have in football? Or maybe you've had better moments, but that feeling of them celebrating you like that?
No, that's definitely my number one moment in my entire life.
Cody, did you wake up knowing today was going to be a big day for you? When did you kind of say, oh, this is going to be my night?
I never really think about it. Every day I go with the same preparation, the same routine that I've had since I was a little kid playing football. And some games are better than others, and tonight it went our way.
Cody, can you take us into that final series of the first half? It seemed like they had the turnover. That can be a spot where we see teams often kind of just go into halftime there, and it maybe seemed like that was something that you were determined not to do.
Yeah.
You had the big play to move down the field, and then the play to set up the field goal. Can you take us through those two plays specifically, the 30-plus yarder, and then you getting down to get time to the field goal?
Yeah, I think in that situation, we're just trying to run the football, but then I popped one, and then we practice that all the time. If you pop one, then boom, you hurry up offense, try to get another play in, and then we got that really good ball to Mookie. We practice that situation in practice all the time, especially in the running back room. We call it handcuff, where it's get the first, get down, so you get the field goal unit out. And so that's basically just what I did. Big heads up from Coach Loop, reminding me of that in a moment like that. And got the first and got down and we were able to kick the field goal.
Do you sense you surprised them there by that aggression in that moment, as opposed to maybe just letting the clock drain out?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Cody, can you talk to us about what you saw from the O-line tonight against
Yeah.
a really tough Tennessee run defense?
Yeah, that's all we've heard all week about how great they are, in their run defense. And I think every week, no matter who we play, the O-line takes that personal. I'm able to sit in some meetings with them, on Friday nights and stuff like that, and I get to see how they operate, the way Coach Jones demands excellence in that room, and then it's accepted by the rest of the guys in that room. There's nobody saying, hey, I want to do it this way, I do it my way. They all buy in, and those starting five O-line are the best in the country, and I'll stand on that for the rest of my life.
Cody, your story's been told, as you noted, but I wonder if you, in this era where recruiting is everything and so talked about, I wonder what you think your story means to others, that you're able to say, I'm going to find a way and do this.
Yeah, I think it never was my goal to have a story where people can look up to me and stuff like that. I never did it because I wanted, had to have a story. It just kind of worked out that way. But, I was just talking to Vince Stratman, actually in the locker room. He's right next to me. And we were just kind of talking about, hopefully, we are inspiring kids to take chances on themselves. And, don't look at D2 schools or lower level schools as oh, I'm not good enough, or, this is all I got. Because, you can make a name for yourself if you truly the whole recipe of this whole thing is work. And I think everybody thinks you got to be the fastest, you got to be this and that. No, you got to, especially in my position, what I've bought in is that you got to be able to hit a person in the mouth for 4 quarters, and either they're going to fold or I'm going to fold. And I'm determined to never fold.
And I just want to make sure this one story I've read is true. That on your graduation day, is it correct that you had a missed practice that day, so you came here in the cold, got in uniform by yourself, and did drills or plays?
Yes, sir.
Just describe how you could do that by yourself.
Yes, I was, graduated, went to Papa, was with my family, and told them I had to, they kind of wanted to go out and enjoy the moment a little more, but I knew we had, a bowl game coming up, and I texted Coach Luke for the script, and he was like, what are you talking about? And then I texted Brady. I was like, Brady, can you please send me the script? He sent me the script, and then Coach Luke ended up sending me the script. And I was just going out there running plays by myself, just going over formations and, and different things in my head, just so I could be the most prepared for my team.
Just to add to the image, it was dark.
There was some lights and stuff like that, which was nice, but it was freezing. So.
Tony, the offense went 11 of 17 on third downs today. It's kind of been a point of emphasis throughout the season. What do you think you did well specifically on those? I think there were 6 rushing first downs on those that kind of worked for you.
Yeah, I think Brady did a great job scrambling because, a lot of those wasn't, the routes or, maybe he wasn't seeing stuff clearly or whatnot, but he was able to, use his legs, which is a huge part of our offense, and get us some, major first downs, and then be able just to find me on some check downs and stuff like that, to keep stuff in rhythm. And I think he played a great game in that.
Cody, I think this is the first 200 rushing yards, 100 yards, receiving yards game in SC history. I know you've had some big games in your career between Truman State and is that the first time you've done that personally?
Yeah, all-purpose yards, definitely. I never had that many receiving yards. And I always been messing with Kirby to get me more involved and stuff like that. But so I'll definitely give him some trouble when I see him about it. But
Cody, when you consider your team the defensive game, only allowed 7 points, but also some of the other players like the offensive line, getting 5 yards of push off the ball and seeing like play. So how personally did you guys take this game?
yeah, we've taken every game personally. You know, we remember what last year felt like, and that was a huge, thing for us in the off season and the spring ball. And every game we play is personal because we lost a lot of these games last year. And tonight was definitely more personal just because of how kind of the game ended last year. A lot of you guys remember that. So yeah, we definitely had a chip on our shoulders, and our mantra was 4 quarters of hell. And I think the O-line and the receivers and the tight ends and everybody truly bought into that. And I definitely know the defense bought into that. You can see their performance. So yeah, I think everybody just bought into that, and we played complementary football I thought really well today. And I think that was a huge part of our success.
And the coach kind of mentioned last year, he called that stretch going through hell. What does it feel to be on the other side of that?
Yeah, it's definitely, you can't let the moment, you can't let these wins get to your head. You got to be able to enjoy them, but I think that's what's so amazing about this team is that we experienced what losing felt like last year and not achieving our goals. And so now we're starting to get more and more success, but we're handling it the right way. Everybody is very just, still disciplined at practice. There's nobody, thinking they're too good enough not to practice and stuff like, that type of stuff during the week that maybe teams or players might have a different mindset just because we're winning football games. So we're doing a great job staying together, and truly love this team.
Cody, you already kind of brought this up, but earlier this week you were nominated to the watch list for the Burlsworth Trophy, which goes to the most outstanding former walk-on athlete in college football.
Yeah.
What does that nomination mean for you?
Yeah, I think it's a huge honor. I wasn't too familiar with his story when he played at Oklahoma. Oh, no, Arkansas. I apologize, Arkansas. But I remember watching the kid as a movie. And I think me and him kind of share similar traits of that hard work, determination, putting in extra work when you kind of count it out. And he ended up, being a really good football player, and just being able to be a part of that award is extremely honorable.
Cody, how cool is it for one, your coach to say, he thinks a Heisman campaign should be started for you, and two, how much of your confidence is translated from, the underdog type stories to one of the better backs in the league? There should be some respect on my name.
Yeah, all I'm focused on and all I've ever been focused on is winning. I don't care about accolades. I don't care about whatever comes from performances besides if we get a win.
Cody, when you get hit pretty hard, like we saw you take a pretty big lick.
Yeah,
pretty big
suplex.
defensive lineman there. In your head, are you thinking I got to get up before he does?
Yeah, 100%.
Is that purposeful?
Yeah. If I don't get up, I'm gonna look soft, and I can't let him think he got the best of me, which he did. He called me right on the jump cut and did his thing. But I was like, I know I have to jump up, but don't worry, it hurt. It hurt pretty
Do
bad.
you sense that? It's funny, but does you sense that makes a difference when they see that? If they put a good stick on you and you're on your feet?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the biggest thing for us is we're okay with getting the 2 yard, 1 yard runs because we know we're going to keep coming back and smacking people in the mouth. And that is what I keep saying about this offensive line. And I think that is the biggest change from last year to this year is that these guys want to dominate teams. And I think we're seeing that this year.
Cody, it's well known that you guys' motto is something to prove. What did the Tigers prove tonight?
That everybody in this country should believe that we belong. I think we've known that internally, and hopefully everyone else is seeing that. And hopefully you guys believe as well.
Cody, there was a lot of deception from you guys in that offense. There was a play where Brady faked the dish to you and scored, and we were just touchdown. It was a play action where Makai looked like he ran a decoy route to free up a half to lose their team. So, how important was deception in your guys' offense?
Yeah, I think
tonight.
Yeah, I think extremely important. Anytime you can get safeties rotating, or you can make different plays, thinking you're doing one thing, we're doing another. And I think that's what makes our offense special. Is that we have a quarterback who can run and throw, and then you got playmakers like Luther, Theo, Mookie, Makai on the outsides, and I think we're just really finding ourselves in this offense.
Cody, I know Coach often gives you guys 24 hours to kind of react after a game. What does celebrating tonight's performance look like for you?
I always say I'm going to go out and celebrate with my teammates, but I'll probably end up being on the couch with Brady's tonight. So it's usually how it works out.
Anything else for Cody?
Cody, just when you got up on the wall after you were with the teammates, what do you remember anything was coming out of your mouth? Or what?
No, I think I was just yelling. Caught up in the moment.
Cody, that first play, that 38-yard reception, what did you see? How were you so wide open?
Yeah, that's something me and Brady, I've been messing with Brady about. I was like, man, give me the ball more, give me the ball more. He's like, well, always be prepared and scramble drill to get the ball. Like, that's like his way to say you're not getting the ball. So as I was running and I just kind of found myself, I think they were playing cloud. I was able to just kind of keep up the divide, on my landmark. And as I turned, I see Brady running, and then I just kind of stood there. Brady threw me the ball. I just wish I didn't go out of bounds.
Were you a little nervous though, since you were so wide open?
Yeah, I think those are the hardest catches. And as a running back, you don't get too many of those. So, but I was able to get a good catch on it.
Anything else? Good.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks a lot.